gentlemen, welcome to Lords.
It's a culmination of 4 years of hard work, dedication, and it presents a huge opportunity to go and try and win a World Cup.
All comes down to the final game.
Playing a World Cup final at Lords, it doesn't get much better than that.
Hype around 2019 was massive.
But so far, so good for England.
The sense that, today was a really big day.
England need 242 to win the World Cup.
Every team from the beginning wanted to win it, and there are two left, and it comes down to the cricket.
Henry has got the breakthrough.
Edge to gone!
Could be out. Is out!
This is all now about handling pressure.
The magic from Joss Buttler.
No one will remember these 50s if they lose. They will be heroes if they win.
Now, is there a chance? Is there a chance? Is there a twist? The catch! What a moment! Is this? Oh, he's thrown it, he got it! It's 6!
What a shot that is. What a cricketer.
Big moment, they've got to run. They go to the other end. Oh, he gets in the way. This is going to go all the way to the boundary off the bat. Can you believe this? 7 weeks of cricket, 48 games, 1 ball. Here's Bolt. They're going to push. Are we in for a super over? They've got to go quick. They've got to go quick. Out. I'm sure he's out. We're going to a super over.
The feeling I had at that time was we got another go here, but I was still annoyed. Should have won that for that last ball.
There's absolute chaos in the change room because half the team doesn't know it's super over.
No. Is there a super over? We don't know.
The dressing room was carnage. Joss had thrown everything everywhere and Stokes has come in, he's obviously shattered. The third umpire's in there trying to explain the rules.
They put the rules of a super over up on the screen, and when I read them to the world, I was learning at the same time.
The team scoring more runs in the super over will simply win. Now, if the super over is tied, and who'd bet against it right now, the team hitting more boundaries in their innings and the super over win.
We hadn't talked about a super over. We knew it was on the cards, but when it came to it, it was who do we think can do the role that is best for us right now.
Trent bowled such an amazing over to get us to that point. I think it was probably a no-brainer in that sense.
Who are the English batsmen about to appear in the middle at Lords?
In amongst this chaos, we've made decisions that the two guys will continue to bat. The only two players that have timed the ball in our team are Stokes and Buttler.
It's like when you go to a gig and get an encore.
What on earth is happening here? No one has left their seat. They're all stood up. It is one of the most exhilarating atmospheres I've ever been a part of.
Go the Kiwis!
The atmosphere was amazing, and we sort of had this moment in the middle of the two of us taking it all in. Punch gloves and right, let's get back to the job at hand.
Here we go, first ball, super over, World Cup final.
Ben was always going to take the first ball. He's obviously been fresh in the game.
Trent Bolt to Stokes. Outside edge, running up the hill. They can push for 3 because Butler's very quick. Stokes is out on his feet, but he'll make it. 3 off the first.
The emotion, the adrenaline would have been running high. He was clearly knackered.
He is blowing. 5 more balls, Ben. 5 more balls.
The great thing about Ben is that when it gets hard, you don't have to turn to him. He comes to you.
He didn't need any sort of prompting from me. He probably felt the same as well. Just incredible levels of trust. We just went about our work.
Just a single, just a single. I'm not sure anyone at the moment has got a steady heart.
Captaining a team, you are in a position where you're making decisions. At the end of the day, it's what can we control that's in front of us.
Players like Ben, they come around very rarely, that they capture the imagination of the nation. The way he can do things others can't. He has that bit that no one else has.
Gap, is it? Yes, it is. He's done it again, Stokes.
Under pressure, he thinks very, very clearly. Not only is he calm within himself, he embodies that calm nature.
Just the one. It's 9 off 4.
When you have the ability to do that, it rubs off on other people.
It's Butler on strike. It's a perfect Yorker. They've got to push for 2. He lost it in the sun. Nichols lost it in the sun. They'll get 2.
Just didn't see it at all. He's looking straight into the setting sun. You can't see it.
To have the ebbs and flows and the little moments that went each way, that happens in every single game of cricket you play. Those little moments, they all add up in the end.
This is a massive delivery in this World Cup.
Anything more than 9 or 10, and you're thinking, right, England are in the box seat here.
Bolt, last ball, Butler. He gets it in a gap, he gets a boundary. 15 off the super over. 15 off Bolt.
Remember hitting the last ball for 4 and seeing Ben sort of punch the air and sort of celebrate. We both felt that we put together a really good score that we were going to defend.
We knew what the target was, and I asked the coach, I said, what happens if this is tight? And he goes back on boundary count. So who's hit the most boundaries? And he said, oh, England.
I made sure the guys knew that when the run chase was on, we have to beat them. It can't be a draw again. We had less boundaries.
Martin Guptill, an opportunity to get the headlines, as does Jimmy Neesham. Let's do it.
When you sort of establish what will work on the ground, like Lords, and what's the best ball to bowl, there's only one answer in our changing room.
I didn't know who was going to bowl the super over. Marks didn't say anything.
He's looking around at all the other bowlers, and then they've all packed their kit away, and he's sort of thinking, all right, it looks like it's me then. And he's sort of turned around, and I'm chatting to the coach. He taps me on the shoulder and says,
am I bowling? I said, yeah, man, cool.
We now know who's going to have to handle it.
Who was going to bowl the over for England, and fortunately they had one of the best in the business in Jofra Archer.
Despite the fact that he'd only just become an England player, he was the most decorated T20 bowler in that side, without a doubt. He was going to be Jofra.
Best death bowler in the world.
He called me one side and he said, like, whatever happens today doesn't define you as a player. You've done well to get here, so don't let whatever result happens here change you.
And I imagine he's talking a lot from experience from 3 years earlier.
I was there in Jofra's shoes, you know, knowing that I was coming to bowl last over, and so I knew how I was feeling. And this is his first summer of international cricket. He's in a World Cup final, biggest moment of his career.
Here we go, folks. Here we go. He can't afford a wide. He can't afford an extra delivery. He's going to go round the wicket. 4 men inside the circle on the offside. Archer. A wide. It is a wide.
A little bit lucky to get a wide. We got one up there.
What is happening here? This pendulum is swinging again.
Morgan's got to play his role here. Morgan's just got to keep in control.
In the pressure situation and we're fielding, he gets the ball in his hand and he doesn't give the ball to the bowler because if the bowler doesn't have the ball in his hand, he can't turn around and bowl. So he just makes sure that we're sort of dictating the pace of the game.
There we go. Ball number 1 again. Perfect Yorker. They've got to get 2. Guptill will get back. He's quick enough. 3 off 1, New Zealand. 3 off 1.
Oh, the move to put Jimmy Neesham in and face the first ball. If it pays off, it's a masterstroke. If it doesn't, people will be saying, why Jimmy Neesham? Martin Guptill at the moment is just running the other end.
Here's Archer again. Ah, he's got it! It's huge! It's gone! It's out of the park! Boom! 7 from 4 now.
Pulls off an unbelievable shot to go for 6. He's just thinking this is not going where we need it to go.
How are England going to do this? There's no way. There's no way they can do this.
You feel for Archer, you feel for him. He might still get England out of this, but it's so on a young man. They haven't changed a thing in terms of the field. Here's Archer again. Neesham gets him again. Will they go for 2? Guptill says yes, a misfield. More pressure. More pressure, 5 from 3 all of a sudden. It's getting to everybody.
They are 1 hit away from winning the World Cup.
Can you believe this? No. Archer has to come up with something special.
It was horrible.
Neesham on strike. He's hit another gap. Guptill will come back. Don't worry about that. They've gone to the wrong end. Guptill was always going to make it. Now we're down to 3 from 2.
Butler screaming, get it to my end. You're not going to round Guptill out.
Jason Roy, first one he fumbled, second one he threw to the wrong end.
Now it's a 4 will win the World Cup for New Zealand. Just a boundary, another consultation. 2 balls to go. Archer to Neesham. It's going to be on Martin Guptill. It's going to be on Martin Guptill. 2 from 1.
First time Guptill had come on strike. He's cold.
It ended up being obviously down to me in that last ball.
For me, I just wanted to let the ball hit the ground. If they're going to get 2, they're going to have to run really, really hard, but I don't want them to get it to win the game from a boundary.
I remember before Jofra bowled the ball just thinking, do your job. Like, if you're involved in this ball in whatever capacity, don't be the person to mess it up.
Cricket is the greatest game because of its unpredictability.
It's awful watching. It's even worse than being on the field, because on the field, at least you're in the moment. Mo and Ali had made a joke that wherever the ball had gone would be okay as long as the ball didn't go to Jason Roy.
When games come down to the wire like that, I think everyone's at the edge of their seat, regardless of whether you're a Kiwi or whether you're from England.
This is the moment. It's Archer to Guptill. 2 to win. Guptill's going to push for 2. They've got to go. Throw's got to go to the keeper's end. He's got it. England have won the World Cup by the barest of margins. By the barest of all margins.
That moment of sort of euphoria as it break the bails, knowing that is it and we've won. Throw my gloves in the air, pick my hat in the air.
You feel like kids again and lads like running around like lost puppies.
That 20 seconds, 30 seconds is that moment I just want to relive again, the most out of anything.
Absolute ecstasy for England. Agony for New Zealand.
I was just absolutely gutted and devastated. I just wanted to be that man, and unfortunately, it just seemed like everything that day went against us.
Sometimes it's not meant to be, and I feel like we give ourselves every opportunity to, and did everything nearly we could to win that without winning it.
This is a World Cup final that goes to a super over. Don't think I've seen a game with so many elements and so much drama because of what it meant.
Although there's disappointment at the time, and maybe ask yourself whether you want to be a part of it or not, you know, and the answer would be yes. Yeah, an amazing game to be involved in when you look back on it.
I'm not sure you're ever going to get a World Cup final that's like that again.
We'd spent 4 years going from, you know, one of the lowest ranked teams to the best team, and it just felt like in front of your home fans, your family and friends, it was just the best moment ever, like the best moment in my career by a long, long way, easy.
I just felt like everything was made for us to win.
They're the sort of things that you look back on and you think that was really special.
Still can't believe it happened.
Thanks, guys.
It's such an extraordinary game of cricket. That's such a special ground and an iconic place. I will always remember that moment.